Picture in your mind an ocean. Think about exactly what it's looking like to you. The waves, the sunshine, the beach. Now, what are you hearing? Maybe birds chirping, people splashing in the water. And feel what it would be like to be in the water with the waves pushing past you. So take that all in right now. Putting it all together. Breathe it in. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Reverend Linda, are you recording it? Sheet of paper. And on it, I want you to write your intention. Then auditory. Then visual and tactile. As we go through the process, you're going to be writing this in, okay? But first, I'm going to do the process so you can see an example of how it's done. And then I'll have you doing the process. Okay, so my intention is to feel joy, and I want to have fun. So that's my intention, just to have fun and to be creative. So I'm just saying my intention is to have fun. And when I do that, I look down and to the left. My intention is to have fun. This is unconscious. When you actually doing this in your life, you're telling somebody about something you see, you're going to look up and to the right unconsciously. You're not moving your head up, just your eyes. Okay, so I'm looking at what I'm going to do for fun is I got myself a book that has pages in it so that I can do painting by number. I'm not a good painter, but I enjoy painting by number. And so I see myself at a table with the page on it, with my paints, with the brushes, with soft ends, soft bristles, and I see myself at that table doing this project. So now, if you know what tactile kinesthetic is, it's about touching something. And you can even think about what it tastes like, if that's appropriate, what it smells like. That's helping to set this intention. So this one, you're looking down to your left, which I am doing, and I'm touching it all, and the paintbrushes have really soft bristles. I can touch the water, then I'm putting my paintbrush in and feeling that around my fingers. Let's see. I feel myself seated in a chair with the paintbrush in my hand. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I'm touching the paintbrush and I feel the soft bristles. And I am putting the paintbrush in the paints and I feel myself placing the brush on the paper. And now I'm going to think of my intention. And I'm going to put all these processes together. And so I'm just thinking them inside me about what it was, that's my intention, what it looks like, what it feels like. I've got it all together now. I'm going to own it. And my eyes are straight ahead now, owning it. And as I'm looking ahead, I just say, I claim it as mine, and I know it is mine. And so I know I'm going to have fun. Does anybody have any questions before we go ahead and have you do the process? So I'm going to have you write down what you, first of all, what your intention is. So what we want to be doing here is you're looking down and to the left and write down what your intention is, what you're hearing it is. So as you're looking down without moving your head down, you're just looking down and to the left. Just your eyes are moving. Does everyone have their intention? Okay, let's move down. Oh, sorry. That should have happened. Let me go back to new share. Okay. So now, when you visualize things, you're looking up and to the right. So just move your eyes up and towards the right and write down, what do you see? As much as you have, as much as you can see, write it down. Change that. Okay. Oh, this is what we call tactile kinesthetic, and it's where we're touching and possibly tasting, smelling, using all your senses. And to do that, we're looking down and to the left, and imagine what these things are feeling like that you're using. Now let's put it all together. Look straight ahead. Think about all the processes that we have just done, what you heard, your intention, what it looked like, how it physically felt. As you put that all, now just look straight ahead. Looking straight ahead, put it all together. And now own it. Stay right there with it all. Claim it as your own. And know and know it is mine. So I'm hoping that, I'm really hoping people will share their process. And while people are sharing, if you have a love offering, Jane is putting it in the chat where you can send your love offering to the Centers for Virtual Living. I appreciate you guys. Just happy that you're here.
And just a quick thing that was suggested was $15. That would be wonderful to support. Janette's put a lot of time and energy into this.
And I loved every minute of it. And I love giving it. And this is my first one on Zoom, and it's really inspired me. I love doing the slides and being creative. And so if anybody knows of any groups or whomever, any other centers that might like me to present this workshop, I'd be happy to do it. I'm going to show you, oh, well, we're not done. At the end, you'll see my phone number, my contact information with my email and my website. And the best way of getting me right now is the phone or through email. Why don't you share first, please? And I'm going to get the slides up again.
I found it really interesting that I kept wanting to go to how I felt, that it was more feeling than anything else. So for me, it was working at changing what I kept thinking of as a feeling into wasn't so much on the audio, on the auditory, it was more on the visual and the kinesthetic. And, you know, converting, okay, I keep seeing it as a feeling, but what does this feeling mean to me as a vision? Or what does this mean to me, especially tactically or kinesthetically? So I'm sure in it being necessary for me to shift between those two, it enabled me to get it at a different level and in a deeper level.
That was something I was going to talk about. And and I didn't want to be all that confusing. But yeah, I mean, that's still a sensory process is what you're feeling. So that's perfect. Anybody who did that, that's fine. If you want to do that later, if you haven't, you know, that's also a very good, good idea. Okay, so let's see. First, we'll go with your intention.
My intention or anybody's intention?
You first. I'm sorry, you're sharing. If you tell me what your intention was.
My intention was to get the second draft of my book written by, I first put June the 1st, and then I thought, my gosh, it's already the 12th, so I went to the 15th. So mine was a very specific intention.
Yeah, that's just perfect. That's the way it can be. Whatever brings you joy, that's what it's about, right?
Right, and it would bring me a lot of joy not to be beating myself up for not having it done. And
I understand that.
the auditory part of it, I didn't write anything down. I got more on the visual. The auditory part would have, hearing myself typing on the computer, I wiggle a lot, so my chair squeaks a lot.
Good.
And just things like that would have been the auditory part, and then the the visual part, I got quite a bit on because that was where I was really getting a lot of feelings on. But things like seeing myself every day at the computer and adding wonderful material and seeing myself being excited to write and get back and to get the book in a better shape, seeing the excitement of finishing the draft and with endnotes and a bibliography, and knowing that I had completed this step and that I could go on to the next one. And the visual part of it was where I was really connecting with more stuff. The kinesthetic part, again, was feeling the keyboard on the computer and the chair, and let's see. And I even wrote down that I could taste the excitement of a job well done.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
So, but the visual part was where I was really needing to transfer on to what I was feeling. And I kind of think, as I'm thinking about it, having to do that and getting out of the feeling into the visual, even the audio or the kinesthetic, helped it to become more real.
I love that. What I know for myself is that I'm a real visual learner. So I also, I had to get myself into other modes. They may not be as strong, but to focus on, my tactile kinesthetic, my auditory.
Yeah.
So that's exactly right. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Whoops. Let's see. Jane, did you want to share next? I saw your hand up.
Yeah, so my intention was staying in the flow with lots of laughter and expansion.
Great.
So, despite what seems to be going on outside of me and things seem slower around real estate and it just opened up a ring show, I actually, when we were doing both that you had used a painting example. So I was painting this morning, caulking this trim. I wasn't quite painting, but I did have a paintbrush. So when we did the part and we first did the kinesthetic, and well, actually, even with the auditory, I could hear the laughter. I could actually feel it rippling through me, that laughter. So when you actually got to the tactile part, the visual is normally my strongest. And of course, I saw all kinds of visuals, people. I saw me with my son. I saw the paperwork. I saw the signing. That was all great. But what I don't normally get is I tend to get the auditory. So I was listening. So that was kind of new, was this venue of how important it is for this to stay in the flow, to really listen. And then the laughter comes. So that was kind of neat, that I was listening for these other people I was around. Then we were all laughing. And then when it actually went to the tactile, when I noticed that there was this comforting feeling came over my entire body. And it created like a steadiness, like, yeah, I conquered this. Yes, done it. So there was this real anchoring, strong feeling.
That's the word.
Yeah. And then as soon as we saw it straight on, and I just would look quickly down at my notes, like, what all was I putting in? And then I said it out loud. I could feel this sense of, yeah, I got this. This is all, I've already been seeing all these pieces. But now all these pieces, there's a puzzle. It's all together. Look at everybody that's on my puzzle. So, I could see Harrison. I could see this business partner. I could see driving. And I was just laughing at how, and I could see Michelle, and we were decorating, putting the last rugs down, and just all of this, what seems like all these little bits and pieces just were right there. And it was the sense of the embodiment of it. So I loved it. Loved how it brought together. And the biggest thing that came out of it was engaged. And that's been my focus lately, is to be engaged no matter what I'm doing. And there was this sense of, I'm totally engaged. This is awesome. So thank you.
Okay. Well, I didn't share the last part with Linda, but I'll do it with you now. So what I want you to do is think of your intention. You're just looking straight ahead. You're putting it all together. What you heard, what you saw, what it felt like, or your feelings. So now look straight ahead and own it. Staying right there, claim it as your own, and I want you to say, I know it is mine, when you're ready. Unmute. Okay, so I didn't hear you. I know it is mine.
I know it is mine.
Thank you. Linda, did I get to that point with you, that saying I know it is mine?
No, but I just did it with Jane, and I did it when we did it at the end of it, and I know it is mine.
Excellent, good work. How about Laura? Do I need to put you on my phone again? I'll teach you how to do this later. I can't hear you. No, I'm calling you. And when I call you, I'll do Lisa's first, but I'll get you on the line, okay? Okay, Lisa, how are you doing? Oh, you need to unmute. Okay, you're unmuted now.
Okay, because I don't see that. I missed a little bit in the beginning because my dad called, but I don't really visualize things, but I like the look up, look down, look to the left, and all of that sort of stuff. You were talking in the beginning about painting and painting by numbers, and what I thought of was the feeling of working with clients when I get them and getting them, and how it's going to feel, and that sort of thing. And because how much I enjoy it when I get them, and that they're just going to come to me, and that sort of thing.
Can I just try something with you? If you look up and to the right, just with your eyes looking, not your head.
Okay.
Just your eyes looking up and to the right. And what do you see about your clients? What are you seeing there?
well, I've got clients, practice clients right now. So what I go to is the remembering of the feeling of how I like this when I'm working with them.
Okay, well,
And
that's a
maybe
feeling. What does it
will-
look like when you're working with them? Are
What
you
does
on
it
the
look
phone?
like?
Huh?
I'm looking at my computer, reading my session, and they're either on the phone or maybe on Zoom, but I've got my script
Okay.
in front of me so I don't see them.
So you are visualizing. Okay, and then the next, let me go back for you here. Tell me your intention again, please.
Mine was getting clients.
Right, right.
Maybe visualizing myself contacting places to make partnerships.
Okay.
You know,
Can you sort of tell me what it feels like, you know, if you're holding the phone?
Scary right now because I haven't done it.
Okay, that's the emotional feeling. Okay. So can you feel good about it?
Yeah.
Imagine right now, okay, you're looking down and to the left, and do that. And I want you to feel it. Imagine what it feels like. As you said, it feels a little scary. Can you imagine it looking less scary?
Once I get into the conversation with the people and it seems to be going good, and yeehaw, when I get them saying yes to working with me, and then more confident as things go on.
Great observation. Okay, so let's do the end of the process with you.
Okay.
Okay, so now just think of your intention, which was to get clients. Hear yourself telling yourself that, what it looks like, what it feels like. Got it all together now?
Yeah.
Good. Stay right there and own it.
All right. Yeah.
Claim it as your own. And just say, I know it is mine.
I know it is mine.
Excellent. Okay, David, David, did
Yes,
you? Yeah.
totally. So the intention I had was to have fun, like a lot of fun, and get more clients. And so I really saw myself making the phone calls, and the receptionist picked up. I was just having fun with the receptionist, and she put me right through, or they put me to the right person. And then I was just having fun with them, and we were just laughing and having a great time. And then they actually put me at the top of the list for their shipping services. Yeah, actually that happened to me today in a call. So I just brought this in, and it was awesome.
I know, it feels great, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then imagine yourself, what were you feeling, if you want to say physically what you were feeling, or if you want to say emotionally, either one is fine.
There was just like a buzzing going on in my body.
Vibration, yeah.
Yeah, I was shuffling my cards so I could actually stay focused and not focus on that buzzing energy. And yeah, just excitement. Like excitement of what's the door going to open up? What's going to happen on the phone call?
Well, we're knowing it's all good. Okay, so now just put it all together. what your intention is, see it, touch it or feel it, looking straight ahead now. Own it. Stay right there with it and claim it as your own.
I claim it as mine.
And say, I know it's mine.
I know it is mine.
Perfect. Okay, so I think that leaves Laura, you're left. Are you still on the phone? Yes. Okay. Let me put you up back at the top here. Okay, so what is your intention?
I've been really frustrated about the quarantine, and I'm really looking forward to being over it rather than being patient and kind of waiting for the
I need you to repeat that again.
Sure. My intention was patience. I think I have been looking forward to the end of this quarantine as everything else, but I haven't been patient. I was in the middle of school and then my semester ended and I've had a new semester begin. So a lot of time has passed. And I really don't think I've focused enough on patience. I think I've been rather anxious. So patience is my
Right,
intention.
got it. Okay. What does it look like? Can you visualize it?
When I visualize patience, it's me really taking time to myself, being mindful, probably on my yoga mat. And usually I do power yoga, but if I think of patience, I'm moving really slowly and kind of holding poses longer. And that's kind of what I see for patience.
Excellent. What does it feel like to you? You know, physically or emotionally? Must have some good feelings with doing that.
It felt, yeah, it felt very good. I love the way I feel when I'm doing yoga. It made me feel really grounded and in that moment versus, you know, day to day, I'm not that good at staying mindful and in the moment. I think my mind's always racing. So in that time, if I'm on my mat, it feels very grounding. Like a wave of relaxation goes through my body. Other things are like the mat gets warm under my hands and my feet. What else did I write? Oh, that I'm probably gonna get sweaty at some point. Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't say.
Okay, excellent. So now I just want you to think of your intention. I want you to hear your intention, visualize it, feel it physically and emotionally. Breathe it in as you're looking straight ahead and say, and you own it right now and you stay right there with it and claim it as your own.
I claim it as my own.
And now tell me, I know it is mine.
I know it is mine.
Okay, so I'm going to hear from you. I'm getting more patient. Vern, it's good to see you. Vern, it is great to see you. And so I don't know how much you saw, but I can certainly show you the process.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so start off again, what was my intention?
Exactly.
So my
Right.
intention is to actually be hired in the Bay Area and actually living in the Bay Area. So that was my intention, and how I and how I started the whole entire process was I start with the audio, the visual.
Well, let me ask you something. Did you look down? So to understand the process, we have these unconscious eye movements. So you look down into the left.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much you saw.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now tell me what you visualized. You're looking up and to the right, and what did you visualize?
So what I saw, what I heard first was the phone ringing, and the person saying, finally, you know what, I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting for so long. You're hired. This is your start date, exactly what you wanted, and more, actually we want to give you more money than you asked for.
Ooh,
And
that's great.
what? Holy rack, you know. And it doesn't matter if the coronavirus is happening or not happening. You're going to work remotely for a while, you know. And I'm like, yeah, this is so awesome. Like, I'm just like laughing, and I'm hearing them laughing, and I'm like, oh my God, what crazy insanity. We're laughing at this. And then basically said, well, you know what, you know, we already sent you the email. Go look for your email. So then I went from the hearing to the seeing, because I went to the email.
Okay.
And I saw the email with the offer, and I'm like, I saw the amount, and I just wholly jumped out my skin, because I was like, oh my God, it's more. They didn't tell me what the amount was, but I see it now, and I'm like, holy crap, this is it. I'm sorry, using bad profanity here.
No,
And I was just like, okay. So then what happened was I got to the email. For the tactile side, is like I emailed like, definitely, I'm taking this offer. When do I, you know, like, what's the number I have to call in to get the first paycheck done, or like, how do I send you my my bank account number so you can pay me remotely? I was just going from one extreme to the other. The tactile part was when I actually got that, I could smell it. I could smell the food. So I got really hungry during this process, by the way. I was like craving for chicken, fried chicken of all things. And I was like, okay, fried chicken, that's all I want right now. So like, I literally almost left my seat to go to the fridge to go get it. My stomach is really good for it. And I'm having my friend, you know, with me, and someone that my friends that have been supporting me, and we're just jumping up and down, we're like hugging, we're just like, you know, we're just like a barrel of energy, and we're just so grateful for everything that the whole journey, and then what we're gonna do next. Okay, let's create something else. And that was just the whole thing. Look at Reverend Jane.
Beautiful. I could tell your intention. You're so excited that it's definitely going to manifest, but let's do the next part of the process. Okay, so now think of it all just as you have.
Mm-hmm.
Auditory, visually, tactile, kinesthetic, just everything that you just said. I know right now as you look straight ahead that
Mm-hmm.
you own this.
Yes,
and
I completely own it. It's already mine.
Stay right there. You got it. Say that again. I know
I own it.
I know it is mine.
Yes.
Let me hear that. I know it is mine.
I know it's mine.
Beautiful. You all did great, and I'm so happy that you all shared. And I have put this tool together, and it shows you exactly the eye movements and the different processes. They're not quite in the right order. I didn't think about this, but your intention should be at top. Anyhow, if you would like a copy of it, I'll come back to it. If you would like a copy of it, you can contact me, as I said, by the phone or by email. If you're interested in any individual sessions, or you'd like to share it with another center or another group, contact me. I'd be very happy. And so let's just be grateful for a moment, okay? So just taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath and just share that gratitude with yourself and pat yourself on the back for doing such an excellent job. And I know that I am so thankful to have delivered this presentation, and thankful that you all have been here and shared. And so it is.